Good morning. Glory to you and your railroad. I'm Herbert Erpaderp. I'm standing here waiting for trains to arrive. I'm waiting for one train to arrive and one to go past it. They're very close. Hello, HMAS Herbert Erpaderp. HMAS equals his mindful ass seriousness. That's me. Very serious and mindful. And also ass. Oh, one of these trains is going to have to stop, and it's going to be the coal train. I didn't actually set up this meet deliberately. I would have preferred the coal train to have gone through earlier, but it didn't. It was sitting at a signal waiting for too long. There's the coal train. It's more than a coal train, it's also a copper train, and a boxcar train, and a tanker, I think. Coal train, good old Herbert, thinking of Christmas in July even. The kids like you so much. They do. They know that I'm the source of their Christmas gifts. That's the only reason they like me. Greedy shits. We can switch that and let Coley Boy be on his way. Make sure we switch that so he actually goes on his way. They changed the mileage required for overhaul, but they also added a feature where you can change that yourself. I've left it at 20, it's down to 2,500 miles now. And I've decided to leave it at that, because that seems reasonable. They also added the need to oil your bearings, I guess. Bearings is the right term. Don't overshoot, you stupid fuck. Whoa! Did they add a special horn or whistle maintenance? Thankfully, no. Otherwise, we would have to stop at every single servicing place. Because we wear our horns down quite quickly around here. Could be doing sensible things like making the track, setting the track for how we need it. That's good. Where's my... Oh, it's there. That's ready to move those over there, I guess? I should oil my bearings. I'm really glad you don't have to do each individual one by one. But you do have to do each piece of rolling stock. I don't quite know what happens. I understand the magic smoke comes out if you run your bearings dry. And I think AI drivers will restrict to a slower speed. And I think smoke comes out. I read the patch notes, but remembering things is not really a Herbert Erpaderp trait. I feel like I should really only be oiling the bearings on rolling stock that I personally own. Also, they added this. You press Z, and you can have a context menu to release handbrakes and stuff. And the hovering menu is a bit more helpful now because it tells you when it's got a handbrake applied. That's thoughtful. AHS, Advanced Horn Simulation. The game makes using the horn more difficult by you have to run a railroad for using the horn. Man. They always trick you into doing something. I do actually quite like the feathering you can do with if you want. That's fun. Come on. Is that full? Is that all you're gonna put in? No? You're just thinking about it. I do believe this fills up and then empties into the tender and then fills up. That's enough. That's more than enough coal. Now for water. Oh, more coal? No. Fuck you. Come back later. This sound makes you the dark side of the railroad. I'm the dark side. Oh man. Overshooting the water thing's easy. Oh, I thought that was out of the way. Looks like we're gonna have a bit of an accident. Oopsie doodle. Do have a second interchange happening at 8:30. So I need to get stuff out of the way for that. Pretty sure I set all of that for that train to stop there. The chud is about its business. I'll come back to him in a second. I'm afraid this dark side of the railroad will be adult-only related because they say, use the piss! And the evil lord is Darth Penis. Man, that's too rude for children. Good. We've still got some rearranging I'd like to do here. That should be on the other side of that. There should be ground... Yeah, there should be ground there. Thinking hurts. Ah, just in time. how we want that. I do want those there. That's the wrong direction. Ugh. The honking is the important bit. They've also got an audit log for the switches now. This is for multiplayer. When somebody throws the switch and causes a derailment, you know who to blame. I'm playing single player, so I already know who to blame. Hismart has colourful shelves now and 4 demos. I hope new employees don't cost more, so you'd have to pay in spinach instead of lettuce. And I can't afford spinach. They do cost more, but it's probably worth it. 4 demos. You know, you're not fancy until you got 4 demos. Wilmot House track. Glory to Wilmot and their house. I feel like that's going too quick now. Now it's going too slow. It doesn't make the proper uncoupling sound sometimes still. I don't like that. I want the proper sound. Even if you will play multiplayer, we know who causes the accident. It will be Keefe. Probably. Man. The chaos that Keefe would cause around here. There's no beer for him to be fueled by. Maybe that would help. There's no beer in Farm Sim either, but that doesn't stop him. If I send this out, there's every chance that the interchange will bring more wagons that I'd put on this train. I made a proper sound for coupling. We'll put it in a letter and send it to your P.O. box. I'd be impressed if you could actually do that. Now I'm thinking one of those birthday cards that you open and it plays an obnoxious song. Just that. But it's just a coupling sound. I would be very entertained by that. Confused, but also entertained. a bit too quick, don't you think? You smash these. These not belonging to you wagons. That would be sad. You should check their oil too. I kind of want to just leave one 69. I kind of just want to leave one without any oil in it and see what happens. That would also be kind of annoying if it causes the entire train to be delayed. Why are we going backwards? Because you left the throttle open in the direction that it will go. That. We're going to be able to get around that? Only just. I think there's a train coming. Looks like these are actual... That's not. These are in the order that I would find it easiest to shunt into the... Actually, no, by the time it gets to the place, it will still work, but it's... Actually, this is better. Yeah. That'll go into... I won't need to rearrange any of that. Haha. For once they thought of me when arranging my train. We don't have to oil the bearings on diesel engines because they have roller bearings. These have dumb bearings, friction bearings. I don't know. I am oiling it, even though they doesn't belong to me. And it should have been oiled before coming here. I think also it said something about if you've got a train with the... Well, that one was bad. With the engine connected, the crew will oil anything below 75%, I think. But I want it to be 100%. Good oiling music. Very good. Now the question is, do I roll this? I should roll it forward, so the interchange has space. Also, I should connect all the brake lines that are not done. I should have done that while I was oiling the train. This isn't a stream for politics. Let me make one say. Someone shot at Donald Trump and missed. What a shame. What a shame he did. I mean, it is a bit of a shame. We shouldn't really be wishing for a human to be shot, but some humans are worse than others. Though it's probably good that he didn't get shot. That would just encourage the stupidest people. Handbrake. Is anything else in here that needs taking away? Only over there. We've got time to get out of the way of that guy. Surely. We have a lot of stuff on the list. A lot of stuff on the list that needs to be moved. I don't think the one I'm thinking about is on there, but maybe I'm wrong. Can just go around the corner and look. Nope, we don't need to do this yet. Probably not until the next day. You're absolutely right, but on the other hand, the world would be a better place without some people. That is true. I can think of a lot of people that the world would be better off with. Let's think about applying some brakes. That was too many brakes. Too many brakes. Too many brakes on the dance floor. What's that banging sound? Not that one, that's a different one. Does that mean it's hard up against the bumper? Does that cause damage? They're not my equipment, but I don't want to damage them because it makes me pay money for that. If we ask, you can hear them in the distance in this. That's fun. Or I'm easily amused. Both, actually. Here he comes. He's whistling at something. Don't recouple, you cheeky shit. Trying to do the paperwork. You might not have stopped at a signal. What are you doing? Dog? Occupado! It is stopping. I would have thought the signal at Silver near the station would have prevented this. Also, you've let that train roll down the line too far. Now is it stopping? I could take control of it and make it stop, but I want to see where this is going. You gonna slowly roll up and push me up to the interchange? Feel rushed now. Captain Smith of the Titanic. I could stop, but I want to see where this is going. Oh, look, he has stopped. What a good boy. Maybe there's a more modern version with bigger counters. My friend is a fan of old originals. As far as I can say from the first time playing, it's fun. Hex and counters. Playing war games before most of systems mechanics seem familiar to you. Oh man. Look what I've done. I'm just making this guy wait now. He's probably like, ah, learn to change switches, idiot. Confusion and delay. Alright, I'll be out of your way. Sorry for any delay, sir. I'm not sorry. He's blowing his whistle because he's angry. Maybe he gets angry, but what will he do? Use another railroad? Not bloody likely. If I hadn't parked this here, there wouldn't have been a problem. He would have been able to go right through. But alas, Herbert exists to create problems. That's a proper whistle code, it is. Let's shove these. Doesn't matter where we put them, let's just leave them on the middle line. That's probably where we want him to stop. Herbert's Whistle Symphony number 5. It's beautiful. A real classic. We've still got over an hour before the interchange gets switched. It would save space for later if I brought more empties and interchange traffic in. But I don't think I can get anything done like that in an hour. What I could have done, what I probably should have done, is attach empties from, or loads rather, from the sawmill onto the back of the pulpwood train and bring them up here, but I didn't because thinking is too much. Just too much for stupid old Herbert. These still need to be dealt with. But I don't think they're going to bring enough to fill the entire interchange. but I should move it out of the interchange anyway. Just because.
Make it so.
Make it so. I'm glad Captain Picard agrees. First, I should probably move this out of the way. Release the brakes or it won't move. Don't want to smash into that. I don't know which track it's meant to go on yet. Because I don't remember which one is which. Far one. Hell yeah. Nice pulpwood delivery. Why is it only doing 6? Because the throttle isn't even open, idiot. I know what I'm doing. You can probably go a bit quicker than that. What a poem of a horn sound. You are the Edgar Allan Poe of horn sounds. It's true. I don't know how much coal that used, because I don't remember how much it had full, but it seems like we need to add coal every trip. That's not the worst thing in the world. Well, it's due for an overhaul in 2,398 miles. I do wish it still said how long it had actually ran. Because that was more interesting in my head. $21 for 17 passengers. Doesn't sound like much, but the passenger train does seem to get me quite a bit of money. Oh, the music stopped. This is a new locomotive dedicated to this train, by the way. It's a decapod. I believe they call it that because 10 driving wheels. I don't know if decapods usually had the front wheel, though. That makes it not a decapod. Some sinister reversing music. Can't play along with the music. I've only got 2 tones. We could fit 3 more on there. I do think I've actually got 2 or 3 more of these that have neglectorinoed. You don't need to uncouple that. You're not going to use that engine for anything else, more than likely. Let's check the bearings. 98. Get away with not oiling that, I think. Take this off the interchange. Just for now. That's a lot of wood! Hoi, 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 hoi. Wood is funny because boners. He's ready for movement. They need to go on the inside, I think. On the right-hand side, rather. I don't remember where that one is. Got to think several steps ahead to make efficient my moves. It's challenging because I'm not very smart. Leave that there. Probably a good idea to sort this fellow out for the sake of having something for the coal mine to load up. They probably still got stuff to load there, but you never know. They probably want more. Quite a bit for a larker too. How much wear did we get on our bearings up here? 5%. They probably won't cause any more problems. We probably don't need to oil them again. It's done 24 miles. That's a lot of oiling. I've got the oiling settings set low too. I think I do. My wear rate is 30%, which is just running the trains, and oil use is 40%. That seems okay. I can deal with that, probably. Let me go more forward. Just imagine thinking ahead is in instructions of a model kit. Just skip the next steps. Easy. Oh yeah, I would never do that. I always... Why are you going that way, Herbert? I always get all the steps. I never miss anything. Not me, eagle-eyed Herbert. That handbrake will stop that, surely. We've got 19 hoppers ready to hop. They've made some really good improvements to this game. I really like that you can change the switches on the map now. Not forwards for that. That's why they call Herbert Instruction Rebels Herbert. I can't read. That's why they call you Herbert Instructions Rebels Hater Erpaderp. It's true. I am very much opposed to rebels against the instructions, and would never be one myself. Lel. We do have a boxcar for this place, but it's on the front of the train. So we go up here, all the way. Then we'll come down through here and shove it in there. And give it the old shoveroony. Why have you... You're just slow, you haven't stopped. It has a stop signal though. Would probably explain why it was going slow. The passenger train has left this empty, so we might work at this end. I think that holds like 55 tons, so there's no point waiting for that to load. And that's 70 tons. That one. Now, if I thought ahead a bit more, was more courteous to myself, I'd arrange these in advance so that they wouldn't be so... It's not difficult to switch them, but it's a bit of a pain to have to put the empty one behind the not so empty one when bringing them in. So I don't. And then I piss and moan about them being in the way. This is the Devil's locomotive. It's much cooler than the regular one, because it's the Devil's. Might not want to let that just run loose. Wrong way, you buffoon. You don't need to change directions every time you stop the engine. But I like it. It's moving a bit quick. That didn't roll into the... Oh, it's still moving. Trying to control two things at once. This is difficult for Herbert Erpaderp. It sounded like your chorale for train horns to me. It's beautiful, beautiful music. Now for the safe maneuvering of safety. This isn't dangerous at all. Actually, I should check on coal train. We don't need to worry about it just yet. To apply the handbrakes, but I figure if you don't apply the handbrakes at this end, when they take away the ones from this end, they'll have no brakes on. And we don't want that. We got quite a bit of money for that. I should use that money to repay some of my loan. Eventually, I will be debt-free. Probably much sooner than I will be in the truck game. Because look, pay $1,000, $2,000. We've got 17 grand left to pay. The difference here is I don't get fined for speeding, or crashing into shit, or having my headlights on at the wrong time. These engines have 97% condition just from running. Should have them repaired. Wasn't that a famous Joe Cocker song? You could leave your brakes on. Yeah. Good old Joe, he sang about brakes all the time. Also, Cocker. I'm an adult. %. Oh, you're going way too quick. I don't want... My safety rating has improved quite a bit since the last time I played on stream. I don't want to ruin that. 91%. Ooh. Ah. It was like 63 last time I played, I think. Rod Stewart is a big model railway fan. He at least should have done such a song. He should have. He should sing exclusively about model trains. I'm sure that would be popular. Did a couple of dings there, but they were barely audible. Hey, Rampant Stag, how you doing? I think we'll stop there. That's a good spot to stop. Stop and wait. Hurry up and wait. Let me go back over here. Forwards. Reheating some pizza for lunch. That sounds pretty good to me. I want pizza now. Gee, that took a lot of convincing, Herbert. What is on the pizza? And is it pineapple? I'm not going to connect the air brakes to that. I'm going to live on the edge. Okay. He'll stop there automatically, and it'll be fine. That's going to need to be moved eventually. Chicken and mushroom sounds pretty good. I could do with a chicken mushroom pizza. Now we need to deal with this. This. Probably without bringing that other pair of wagons over here. I will remove them from my switch list. That'll probably be empty pretty soon too. I don't know if it's really worth waiting. I wish it would give you a time frame for when these things would be emptied or loaded. That would be nice. Take them all off the switch list. Then it makes it look like I've got less things to do. A little bit. Not much. He hath arrived. Okay. The thing to do is probably put those onto that track and run around them. Gotta let everybody at that station know there's a train here, and it's not for them. Unless they want to ride in that gondola, which is ostensibly full of debris. Hop in, fuckos! Breaking news! Australian Secret Service revealed that Italians pay emus to wage war on Australians because of putting pineapple on pizza. Fuck the Italians. Don't know how to make food if you don't like pineapple on pizza.
Isn't that a bit culturally insensitive, Herbert?
Yeah. I just think it's funny when people get mad about what I put on my pizza that they aren't invited to eat. Do you need water? You've got plenty of water. So, AI. And you will stop at the flare, or you will be cut up for scrap. Set the line here, because eventually the goods train will come. Maybe this guy needs Why are you on that track? And does that track work for the station? I know why he's on that track. It's because I was irresponsible and left it all set up wrong. That makes it inconvenient to get into the engine depot, because you probably want a bit more coal and water. That's in the way. Unless we go up that way. What a gosh darn inconvenience. That's actually quite in the way, I think. Did it actually... It must have unloaded. What is this, a Larker? Nope. You only get the one track at this station. All of the others seem to have both tracks usable by passengers. That's okay. It's just a little bit of confusion and delay. Everybody's sitting in there, just looking.
That's my station. Why can't I get out? I've been sitting on this train for 3 weeks.
At least they've got shitters on every wagon. We'll phase through a shitter. Try to. No, you failed at that, Herbert. Can I teleport into the wagon? Kinda? Hell yeah. I do appreciate that the doors retain their state. So I would have opened that ages ago. Have you gotten distracted and gone too far? Actually, no. I'm gonna run it back down through the engine house to make things even easier. To be honest, in Germany, pineapple on pizza is popular. You can order it in Italian restaurants here, and it's called, for whatever reason, Pizza Hawaii. That's what it's usually, often, well, not usually, but often called Hawaiian. Is like ham and pineapple. A Canadian invented it. I don't know why it's Hawaiian either. I guess because pineapple is tropical. That makes sense. The important part with pineapple on pizza is the salty bit, the meat. Like ham or bacon or whatever. I think that's the problem a lot of people who don't like it on pizza have, is they assume that it's just pineapple and like cheese and sauce. I don't know why they would do that. Probably because they only eat boring pizza. Me being real judgy on food here. That looks like the Devil's locomotive has stopped for a fusee. Maybe I could probably actually service the locomotive and pick up passengers. Does it need a servicing? No. It's 99% condition. While these, I must have detached the engine and serviced it at some point. These are 97%. I better oil the bearings while I'm here. We can't have the chud running on unoiled bearings. No, that would be unacceptable. We don't want Piss Railway's premier passenger train, the Chud, to come to a screeching halt. We usually come to a sudden halt with no screeching because we've hit something. That's the Chud way. We don't need to sit here watching it coal up. Actually, I do need to make sure it's going to pick up passengers. Actually, no. Only for Cochrane. Cochrane. Why is one passenger wagon dark green? That's not the Piss Railroad style. Because I forgot to click the button that changes the color on it, and now I've just sort of grown attached to it. I think I've been thinking of having another passenger train and having it a different color, so I don't know. I could change it, but that's like 3 or 4 button clicks. You know how much work that is. We just got payment for our passengers. There was a lot of people on that train. There still is a lot of people on it. Let's deal with Satan's locomotive. Also, now that we're over $1,000 again, I'll pay our loan off even more. Because if I don't, I'll forget. Then they'll break my legs. I've got 1 day, 16 hours before I have to pay interest. Okay, what am I doing here? I could just collect up the red ones and leave this sitting here until later in the hopes that that doesn't take too long to unload. Because realistically, what are they going to be doing? Sitting at Nantahala on a track waiting to go the other way? The boss of Piss Railroad would fire you if you weren't the boss of Piss Railroad. It's true. Good thing I'm the boss somehow. I don't know who gave me this railroad, but it's mine. I did take all of these off the switch list earlier. Let all the talc and limestone workers know that that sensible man is here to pick up the wagons and to stay away from the tracks. This end has the handbrake. You can enter the boss club where all the other bosses meet, like Mr. Hobby Boss. Man, I could tell him how much I enjoy his kits. And he'd be all like, well, sir, I don't enjoy your railroad. Every time I go on there, I get jostled about and your premier passenger train, the Chud, keeps crashing and sitting in tracks while I wait. I can't cross the tracks to get to my station. And I'll be all like, shut up. And he'll be all like, make me. I know how things work. You definitely need a handbrake because it immediately started rolling away. That's a bit too quick. That's gonna cause a derailment. Good thing it's got remote control brakes. That's too... You stopped too soon. Release the brakes, start rolling! Damn it! What the... Yeah... Oh, that's an awful noise. Stop it. Why? The brake is released. Good thing I'm real strong. Maybe break the other wagon before you forget about it. Gotta whistle like a sensible man. Release the Kraken, I mean handbrake. That's probably... No, we want to uncouple this one, not that one. By the way, don't enter the Ace Club. There you will meet the boss of Ace Models, so it is clear it is a fake Ace Club. Man, I would have thought, you know, I'll meet some Ace Pilots in there, but I'll just meet the boss of Ace Models? He's probably covered in Flash, and not the Flash, and he probably flashes you. That seems a bit uncomfortable. Push this all the way down here. Maybe not all the way. That seems as good a spot as any. I'm pretty sure the next train down here is going to be the freight train that will drop stuff off here. So, put a flare there. That'll make it nice. Don't need that one anymore. Easy does it. Nice and gentle, Satan. You have the brakes. Would have been nice if that one was empty as well. Just for my convenience. Which, let's face it, being the only person on the map, I'm the only person whose convenience matters. The sensible thing to do would be to put that on there and down there and then leave it there, just in case that changes its mind about being loaded, and go operate something else. Still got 25 minutes until the interchange is served. I could just skip an hour and have it be served already, but I mean, there's other things that can be done. I should really bring the milestone train to Nantahala and complete the entire line to Andrews. I feel like I need more equipment before I start that. I need at least a helper for the mountain. I understand it's a doozy. Gotta let him know that the train's backing up. There we go. Task completed successfully-ish. The camera is really annoying when you try to get to ground level. Not oil my bearings. I believe these are 100% because they haven't been moved since that patch. Saving seemed like a good choice. What next? Let's look at this guy. Of course, there's one hopper that hasn't been loaded and is in the way. Dang it. Probably won't get loaded because the tool thingy is empty. Man. That's not too hard to deal with. I'll just go around. $18.19 seems a bit too quick for this place. It's very heavy, so that little bit of braking basically did nothing. You are not too fast for this place. The place is wrong. Fuck you, place. It's the children who are wrong. The children who live at Alaka Copper Mine. They know what they did. No good punks. Oh, you don't want to apply more brakes. Ass shits. Why do they always leave the cocks open? Always close your dicks. Now it's let out all of my air. I needed that. Those boards in the tender are too clean. Breaks my immersion. The entire locomotive is too clean. Don't crash it. You've almost got your safety record to 100. Okay. You can be an AI boy. I'll set it to 25. It's never going to go faster than that anyway. And all of this needs collection as well. There's not much point having this just sitting here. That'll be empty soon. So we send the passenger train on its way. Why is... It said orders stop for a moment. I was confused. We give the passengers a tour of the workshop. I do appreciate the changes they made to the workshops. Now, instead of just having workers there every day, getting paid every day, lettuce down the drain for nothing, you get this. You can select it to go much faster, and you pay more. You don't pay anything unless there's stuff being fixed. Thoughtful design. That. And now we're ready for the... what do you call it, train to come on down? Or we will be once that engine is moved out of the way. I had that there because I thought that would be unloaded a lot quicker. But it wasn't. It wasn't unloaded quicker. There's an angry dog barking. I'd be angry if I was a dog too. Yeah, as boss of Piss Railroad, you don't want to waste any lettuce. It's important currency. That is true. Anybody that doesn't agree doesn't know what currency is. Let's put this guy back. Because we can always use the other engine to shunt that, if need be. And by the time we take the... Actually, no. I'll leave it wait for a bit longer, because that'll probably be unloaded very soon. I'll bring the stuff from the mines down here and run the engine around. Haha. Why is Piss 20 stop? Because I wanted it to stop. Put you in the engine shed. And we will switch that so we don't crash into you. Because that would be mean. Okay, let's connect the two boxcars together. Just for aesthetic, because that's important when it comes to arranging how your train is. Really don't appreciate the camera tilting upwards like this when I try to get in close. Works if you zoom in though, so not a big deal, probably. bet these have the cock open. What a gosh darn inconvenience. The problem with it is you have to get close, otherwise you can't do anything to it. Look at that. We used gravity to our advantage for braking. We can probably just have the AI run you back. Safer than having me do it, especially on a steep grade like this. Whee! Okay, flop it into the yard. Realign the switches against it so it doesn't just keep going down the main line. Check that this is all aligned properly. It's not. Do not want to send you back to Nantahala. Make sure we aren't going to run into a train here. That would be unfortunate for the Chud. It won't actually run into a train. It'll stop, hopefully, but it'll be inconvenient. Okay. Still 10 minutes till interchange. Which means we don't have any trains on the move at the moment. But can remove almost all of this. And that's probably nearly, that's half full. 3/4 full. I'm not going to wait for it to load up though, because that would be annoying. And we can pick that up. Let's bring a locomotive forth. Good old Piss 80. I use this one because it needs to be serviced. Or rather, it needs fueling. Got your bearings all oiled up, good and proper. It's a good boy. Don't wait till the freight car is full. Nobody likes an efficient railroad. Ah, yes. It would be inconvenient if we just took all of the cars, if they were loaded or not. Well, not for us. It would be inconvenient for the business. So we should do it, because what are they going to do? Use a different railroad? Road transport? Huh. Just park my trains on the crossings. What are they going to do about that? Let's go smashing through the building. Well, you gonna block the way to others? That's new. It sure is. It's a thing I'm thinking about trying. I'll get the tanker on my way back. So I probably won't need to. I'll switch that just in case the passenger train creeps up on me. It's miles away yet, but you never know. I never know, because I never know anything. The problem with that nearly loaded car is I don't think it will load until I bring in more lumber or whatever those ones are filled with. Actually, we can check if that's the case because it should say production stopped or something like that. Well, it hasn't said that. So they're still working. They will stop working soon, though. Okay, this isn't going to be too difficult to get done in the minimum amount of maneuvers. Well, you better not crash into it. No, you're applying the handbrakes and not releasing them. Fool. Fool of a toque. Just found out the name of the boss of the fans of the Scottish national soccer team. It's Hamish Husband. Hope he's married. It means his wife is also a husband. It's funny. The boss of the fans of the national soccer team. The fans have a boss? Clearly I don't understand soccer. Surely removing these from the switch list will make it much less full. Ah, yes. Whoopsie doodle. That didn't cause any damage. Surely. Any damage was caused by the industry, not me. Because that will continue to load. I will put it back where it was. I was thinking that I could just put it on this track here, and then when I brought the other rolling stock in, I put that on the front and have it easier to remove when it's full, but it probably doesn't really matter that much. Just guess his task is more to organize. Yeah, yes, it makes sense. Like a fan club. That would make sense. It didn't. I just assumed it was like, you know, for fans in general. Clubs take some sort of organization, though. You don't want to go backwards, you want forwards. I'm gonna crash these into the bumper again. No matter how gentle we do it. No, I didn't. I must be good at train. Got passengers delivered. That means the chud has probably arrived at Alaka Junction. Hell yeah. That means there's nothing to worry about in occupying the main line. Because we've got 10 minutes of the train being stopped. No, 8. It stops for 4 minutes, I believe. It's almost time for the interchange. It just interchanged 10 cars. Good. Good. The Scottish fans had fun during the European Championship in Germany, and their team lost 2 games and had 1 draw. So it couldn't be the fun of watching their team. Maybe they played real good, and it doesn't matter if they lost. I don't understand soccer, but from what I can tell, that's probably not how it works. Okay, we will park on the main line, which is probably not at all against the rules, and then go look at something else. No, keep going forwards. We want that on the front of the goods train, that behind those, that on the end, and also that towards the end. Why couldn't they arrange it the way I want it, without knowing how I want it? Surely they can read minds at whatever yard this came from. This is all part of the fun, figuring out these little puzzles. I enjoy this part of the game, even though I whine about it. Just stop and honk to let this boxcar know that I'm about to couple up to it. Not to be scared. I'll be gentle. Easy does it. We've only got 65% oil. Let's lube you up good. Yeah. Okay. Cut you. No, I won't. I won't cut you. I want the green ones in front of the orange one. This isn't going to be too difficult. hopper there. The green one's there. This has arrived at Hemingway. Only $26. I should start charging more for my train rides. Having fun watching soccer very much, and you mean the game itself. Your favorite team is very bad. In the 1990s, you watched all games of the African Nations Cup, and I assume that's a typo. In this time, there was a lot of African national teams which were really bad. It was great fun to watch crappy games. I mean, that's one of those things that doesn't have to be good to be entertaining. Probably applies to most things. You can watch a bad movie and be entertained by it. That'll probably not pick up any speed. It's safe to leave that rolling. That looks like it's stopping. I wonder if the state of the bearings affects its free rollingness. I wouldn't be here if I wanted to see perfect gaming, or what the usual rando calls perfect gaming. Yeah. Neither would I. I don't like how everything these days has to be like... It doesn't... Not all the time, but people often think it has to be really good to be watchable or enjoyable. The kind of thing stops a lot of people from being creative and stuff as well. Back it up. No, back it up. Technically I was, I guess. That's reverse on this engine, the way it's facing. I don't know if that was too fast or not. Did we cause any damage? No. No discernible damage. I leave this on the end of the train, that'll be a simple thing to just drop off at Alaka, and his 20 can pick it up. Good old, reliable PIS 20. Beverage is empty. This makes me angry. And by angry, I mean mildly annoyed, because I know that in like 5 minutes, I'm going to pick that up and try to drink it, and it's going to be empty. And I'm going to remember that I need to refill it, but not want to get up to refill it. It's a hard life.
Too tired to piss, too full of piss to sleep.
Yeah, just like that. You know how it feels. So many times I've been laying in bed unable to sleep because I can't, because I need to piss, and can't sleep because you need to piss, and don't want to get up because, you know, then you've got to turn on lights and stuff and it wakes you up. Getting up and moving, at least for me, getting up and moving around wakes me up. And I'm like, I could just piss the bed, but then I wouldn't be able to sleep because it would be uncomfortable. Life is hard sometimes. Throttle's on, that's why it wasn't stopping. One oily boy. Well, you can't oil them while it's moving. I guess that's realistic, but it's inconvenient too. Now, if that train wasn't parked there, I could shove this down and prepare it for the main train to get it on the way. But no. Actually, I could have made it more convenient for myself. Nah. Why would I do that? I could have brought that up and put it on there, and then shoved the entire lot down. No, I'm not doing that. I'll do it the slightly more inconvenient way. I'll keep the two sets of cars separate. If we wanted realism, we would go outside. Yeah, I don't want to go out there. The weather's too realistic. It's probably currently warmer out there than it is in here. And I'd have to take my hoodie off. I don't get to wear hoodies very often round here. It was certainly worth waiting for the interchange to occur, because it's only 10 extra cars for the main freight train, and I've gotten 4 or 5 out of the way for later. So the interchange won't be crowded for the return trains. Probably. You guys oil the bearing? They aren't my railroad's car, so I just send it. Well, I've been oiling my own, and I've only just started playing with the bearing oiling thing, so I've not seen what happens when you don't oil them. You can oil them. I'm not going to bother, at least with the ones that don't go very far. The good thing about diesel engines is you don't have to. It means fire. Well, I like fire. It probably costs me money if the other railroads shit catches fire. Look at how gentle we couple up. Hey, Crunchy Amiga, how you doing? Stop signal? Oh yeah, I've left a train on the way, on the main line. Ah, I know what I'm doing. Chilling at the lake, eh? That sounds good and relaxing. Maybe we tell you to ignore the signal. We'll just let's see what happens. Probably I'm gonna move that train out of the way. That would be the smart thing to do. And occasionally, the smart thing is what happens on Piss Railroad. It's only just in the way. What's the worst that could happen? I wonder if it actually would have crashed into that if I just switched that and left it partially in the way. We're not going to find out today. This sounds like Legally Distinct Simpsons theme. Almost. Da 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 da. Not quite. Let's go back to the interchange. Now that we know we aren't gonna actually. This is not aligned for the passenger train. And probably do want to have passengers alight at Bryson. Because that's how we get money. They're not going to pay if we make them stay on the train. You can go a bit faster than that. Kajigga here too much. You're going the wrong way, you fool! This is why Piss Railroad is the best railroad. You get your money's worth. Trains move more than on any other railroad, even though it's in the wrong direction. That's what you want. You want your goods to be moving all the time. I was expecting more money from Bryson. I do wish the diesels were more like British ones with two-tone horns. If you get to 100% safety rating, I keep my fingers crossed there is photo etch in every kit you start for the rest of the year. Which isn't too much because you'll keep on building the Burger Panther till December. At this rate, I probably will be. I can deliberately choose which kits I build, though. don't have to do photo etch. It's good stretch time. And the good thing about the Burger Panther kit is I don't think there was a lot of photo etch. No annoying looking photo etch anyway. I do have a couple of kits that I was thinking about maybe starting that look kind of fiddly and they have photo etch, but I might leave that for a while. I was going to put it to a vote for patrons, actually. I'm going to do a what's in the box video for each, and then have patrons decide which more complex kit I'll start on next, probably after the Burger Panther. It'll either be the Dicker Max, or that big German multi-turret tank, Flugel Wooble Zug, or whatever it is. If you open a box of model kit at home, you have to build it at once. At once! Man, I didn't know that was the rules. Fuck. I've got so many opened kits, I'm gonna have to build them right away. The police are probably on their way to my door now. Which end do I want the engine at? Probably far end. German multi-turret tank. New Balfarzug. That probably isn't how it's said at all, but that one, yeah. It's got some photo etch in that kit. It's an amusing hobby one, too. So it has, I think it has tracks like the, I can't remember now. One of the kits I've looked at recently had annoying looking tracks. It's got the sort, it looks like it's got the sort that have separate plastic pins, but each link is a solid piece, rather than multi-parts you have to glue together like the RAM I built. I've also got a Mini Art T3485 that I might start soon, because that looks really good. Deciding what to build do be hard. I'm thinking on Tuesday I might start the, finally build the Rubicon T26. I have still not decided what variant I want, because there's like 50 variants in that kit. Only a slight exaggeration. We've got over $1,000 dues again. Let's pay the loan. Yay! Giving people money. It's only fair, Herbert. You borrowed the money. 15 grand left. I think before I open the line to Andrews, I would like to get more engines. At least a helper for the mountain. 4 of those were built, 2 by different companies each were made. 2 of them were sent to Norway in April 1940 to pretend the presence of heavy tanks. They never saw combat. Look, we've got these heavy tanks. Ooh. I obviously don't know anything about them, but I thought they were built a lot earlier than that. I thought they were interwar tanks. Or maybe were they just so short of tanks? I thought that was switched wrong for a second. They were so short of tanks that they just pretended they were heavy tanks of the era. If I say that when I put the build video up, some doofus will get mad at me and tell me I should do research. No, keep moving. Don't stop quite there. I want that nearly on the rear. Planned in the end of 1920s, some learning by doing tanks for German tank making companies. They probably at that time there would be tractors, wouldn't they? Tractor factories. Wrong direction. Once again. No, stop. Halt! Don't quite halt yet. Doing 2 things at once is difficult. I was trying to apply brakes on that other car. And now we don't have room to do much maneuvering, which is a bit shit. Also, I want that ass. You should make it so it's right and easier for later, Herbert. Otherwise, you'll have to do your complaining later instead of now. If we have the national park one on the end of the train, it becomes a lot easier to just drop it as we go by. So that didn't stop. Because he released the brakes too soon. What I might have to do is couple those in, move the train forward. By the way, the Mouse may look like a silly heavy tank, but during World War I, the Germans planned an even more heavy tank, about 300 tons. Don't know the name, but have to look up. If you remember correctly, some parts of the hull was even made. I'd like to at least learn about that. That'd be fun. I'd like to build a kit like that, because it sounds utterly ridiculous. And those are the kinds of things I enjoy. They probably don't have one, though. Good job, Herbert. You need to learn braking distances. Go up here. And Piss 69 is making... Actually, it's probably not really making good time. It's just taking a long time to do this. It'll be at silver by... in no time. I better make sure the tracks are all set. Should be. You aren't going... Yep, you'll go right past there. Right past there. You've probably got enough fuel and water. Nothing to worry about. Everything's going to work perfectly. Ass shits. You didn't want to split the train there. We want to split it here so that we don't have to do additional shunting down the line when we drop this shit off. Also, you're going the wrong way again. Back it up. Probably don't want to go too fast. Got to keep that safety record. We've got to make it at least till the next day without crashing. I think 1800 is when that updates. I can do that for sure. Good old no crash Herbert. That's easy for me. Not couple, or did we not connect the hose up here? You're gonna have trouble doing that while it's moving. That's okay. I'll still have to do more hoses when we get back to the other end. You gonna start moving?
Eventually.
Was wrong. It only had 120. But according to the original plans, it should be 165. But the German High Command decided that that's too much. Fools! Transport the tank in 5 parts and put it together near the front line. Great and efficient idea. Prototypes weren't finished till end of World War I. It was called the K-Wagen. K-Wagen. Why are we stopped? Because you're distractible, Herbert. I am distractible. I've heard of K-Wagen. I probably want to build a model of it because it probably looks interesting and weird. I think I might have slowed down too early. Reaching for my drink again. Who's a thirsty boy? Okay, we've got one down here that needs hooking up. I want that in front of that. That seems like a lot of extra effort, but it's gonna be more extra effort at the place where I'll drop the Alaka wagon off, because there wouldn't be a shunter there waiting. I should have uncoupled it before moving that lot forward. There's not much thinking done around these parts. It's like a big shoe with casemates for the guns on the sides. I like it even more now. There was some, I think, possibly World War I or interwar tanks, that smaller ones that looked like shoes, that I thought were entertaining. Can't remember what any of them were called though. I think Italy used one. I remember it from World of Tanks. This is some sinister shunting music. The music stopped her, but you can't honk along to it anymore. Probably should hook the air up. Has to be done eventually. Wonder if that's too quick. Nah, that's fine. We can leave him there to block the main in case anybody wants to go down the main. What did that just say? Whittier. I don't know if there's anywhere we can... There's probably plenty of places we can pass the passenger train, but... It might be mildly inconvenient to do so. That's probably for future Herbert to worry about. I'm getting quite hungry. Because it's almost... Well, it's midday. That means it's lunchtime. Put my dude there and save. That way, when I see the first thing being this diesel engine, I'll know what I was in the middle of doing. Seems there is a model of it made by Cora Models in 35th scale. Never heard of them and don't know if it's available. I would... I'm gonna type that into the Google so that I probably remember. That'll make me remember. I've never... I think I've heard of Cora Models. I've never built one, though. Maybe they're real good. That's gonna be enough for me. I succeeded in getting my... what do you call it? Done? My interchanging done. So, it's lunchtime. And it's also time to raid somebody. Looks like Mike the Bard is live. And I find him enjoyable, so I'm going to raid Mike. I will... What's tomorrow? Today's Sunday, so tomorrow's Monday. I'll be back for video games in the evening. I'll click that button. And then it'll say raid now in a few seconds, and I'll say thank you for watching. I'll see you when I see you. I may play this again tomorrow. We'll see. Toodaloo!